What's up guys, and welcome to another autism vlog from Tostemac. In this vlog, we're going to be talking about a certain obstacle that we all face every now and then, simply known as the language barrier. What is the language barrier, you may ask? Well, it's when someone is having a hard time communicating something to someone else because the other person in question can't really understand what they're saying, whether it be you're talking a different language or you're mumbling or can't really get the words out that you need to get out. The language barrier is a big nuisance that we all have to deal with on a regular basis. And for someone with autism, even more so. I mean, yeah, I'm able to communicate with you guys well and talk fluently like this, but that was because A, I had a lot of speech therapy when I was a kid. B, there were a few professionals that often visited me when I was very young. C, because of the jobs I have, I was able to get out there to different places and socialize with different people. And D, I often looked up stuff on the internet, seeing how other people communicated and how they reacted to certain things. So what exactly does the language barrier have to do with autism? A lot. Allow me to provide an example to help kind of paint the picture, if you will. There was one time me and my family were going to celebrate a birthday for one of my cousins from my dad's side of the family. And what happened was there was one instance during dinner where the majority of the people there were talking Spanish. And sadly, I was the only one that didn't know how to speak Spanish. I only spoke English. Because of that, it made me feel kind of alienated. Not because they weren't paying attention to me, but because of the fact that I didn't know the language, I couldn't really understand what they were saying, and I couldn't really communicate with them what I wanted to say. Eventually, I decided to remedy this issue by taking some Spanish classes. And because of that, not only am I able to communicate with those family relatives fluently now, but during my job, whenever someone can only speak Spanish, I can communicate with them too. The language barrier is a very difficult obstacle to overcome, but it can be overcome, and in more ways than one. As I mentioned in a previous vlog, words can have a lot of power, but you don't necessarily need to say them in order to make them powerful. What do I mean by that? Think back to a favorite book that you read, or a favorite movie or cartoon or anime that you watched back then. Remember a point where they said a certain something, or you read a certain something that really stuck to you, something that you really remember, like, ooh, this sounds really important, or I love the way how they said it. I'm gonna tell this quote to other people and see how they like it. Where do you think that quote came from? I mean, yeah, the actors or voice actors can give voice to it and say it, but first and foremost, it had to be written down on a piece of paper or typed up in a computer first. There is always a way to overcome this language barrier, be it either communicating in a certain language, or writing something down, or typing something up, or heck, even sign language. Of course, I'm not gonna do any of it because I don't know any sign language. Sorry. So what advice would I give to someone who has autism and is trying to overcome the language barrier? Is it to learn every language or every way of communication? No, of course not. If I can't do sign language or can't even speak French or Russian or German or whatever, why would I expect you guys to do every single way of communication possible? It's too much work if you ask me. What I would recommend for a starter, or 2 words of advice I would give, one is find a way of communication that's most comfortable for you. And it doesn't necessarily have to be talking either. I mean, yeah, I can see, hear, and talk well, but not everyone has that kind of luxury. Some people are blind and can't see. Some people are deaf and can't hear. Some people are mute and can't even talk. Or sometimes it's a mixture of the bunch. It's really important to find a way of communication that's most comfortable for you. That way you're able to get your message out fluently and not stutter and stagger every second just to find the right word to make it a big struggle and whatnot. The second piece of advice I would give is practice, practice, practice. You're only going to get better at it if you keep going at it. I've been to several social events where I couldn't really figure out the right words to say and I ended up stuttering a lot and made me feel a little awkward. But over time, as I progressed more and more and did a lot more trial and error, I started to speak more fluently and was able to adapt to any social situation and was able to communicate what I wanted to say. The most important thing of all, though, is just keep going at it. Keep working to make your message strong, to get your message out there to other people. And who knows, eventually, if your message is strong enough and gets to enough people, maybe some people will take time to understand your language, to communicate in the way that you do. Because in the end, only together can we overcome the huge obstacle that is the language barrier. Thank you so much for taking time to listen to this autism vlog today. If you liked what you saw, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you missed any of the other vlogs... Oh, good. Now they're all up in my face. Lord, get them out of here. So stay tuned for the last autism vlog of Autism Awareness Month next Saturday at 4 p.m. where we will be featuring special guests. Thank you very much for watching, and until the next video, see you later.